Well, it was every time I go, something crazy would happen.
Like what?
Like one time I got my car hit at the intersection. Then one time somebody pissed in my seat and didn't tell me, and I got in trouble for that. And then something else happened. And then I picked up some crazy guy one time. I said, if one more thing happens, I'm done. And I turned on my lift app and I went and it opened my door and my door handle fell off. And I said, you know what? That's why my door handle's missing. I said, you know what? I'm done. I turned it off and I said, never do it again. And I think like that following week, I picked up like 5 extra people to train. It
Oh
was like,
wow.
okay, fair enough.
So you could have been holding you back from building your
I
business
think
here.
so. The person pissed in my seat. If you're out there, go eat a dick. That really pissed me
Wait,
off.
you had no idea, right? So how did you find out? The
The
next
next
person
person that got in the car
sat in it?
sat in it.
No. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Paradise Pump. And today we are going to be talking about the Stingray competition that happened last Friday. And we have Jed, trainer extraordinaire here. He did have a competitor
I had one.
and they both won. So tell us about it, man. Tell us
I had
about what
one.
happened.
She did open bikini and masters bikini,
Hmm.
class A, and she won both of those and then won both the overalls. So
What, this is her second show?
yeah, our second show. Last
Pretty
show
good.
was a year ago. She placed third in one of her divisions, I think. In this one, she did way better.
Yeah, that's real impressive. Um, I saw her. She was here every day. Well, it felt like every day. I think Sunday she took off, but morning, I'd come in the morning and she was here doing her cardio, and then she'd come back a few hours later, afternoon, and work out. And yeah, I saw she was pretty dedicated to it. So I
She
got to give
did.
it
She
to
did
her.
everything she was supposed to do, and I think a lot of it was not a lot of it, but towards the end, she took my advice towards calming down. She was laying down on the floor, not playing around on her phone, not running around talking to people like we were talking about in the last episode.
Hmm.
And it helped her out quite a bit. So, and there was nothing special backstage. She would just eat a couple rice cakes and pump up before she went out. She was fine. Other than that, she ate her regular meals that she eats every day on her diet.
Yeah.
It wasn't no magic tricks or anything. I didn't even have her cut her water. She actually started not paying attention to her water intake because between the hair and the makeup and stuff, she wasn't drinking anything. And she started looking a little puffy. So I told her, it's like, you need to be peeing regularly and drinking it like you normally do. And then she was fine after that.
Oh wow. Yeah, because we talked about that before about changing too much at the end there, or the last couple days, or just changing the routine, and it sometimes can have a real negative effect, and it stresses the body out a little bit because you're doing things that the body's not used to. So, and that was good though. That's smart. What you had, or just relax, go running around, talking to all your friends, getting your nerves, getting excited. Just keep it calm. That's
That Monday prior, she came into pose in the morning and looked probably the best she looked since we done the prep.
mhm.
And when people ask her what is she gonna do, I was like, that. Like that's why. I mean, if you're telling me that's good enough to go on the stage, why am I gonna start changing stuff?
Mhm.
That's ridiculous. I think a lot
It's
of
true.
people get caught up in this peak week bullshit, like it's some kind of I don't know, like it's some kind of event or holiday or whatever. They think they have to do all this stuff.
Well, it's like a
And
magic.
yeah, and I told her,
It's
I
yeah.
said, don't get caught up in people with that shit. Just do what you're supposed to do, and you'll show up fine.
Yeah. People, I think it's always been like that. Some type of magic trick at the end there, it's gonna transform you into some different being the last 24
Yeah.
hours. I mean, don't get me wrong, and I have seen it. I have seen high level bodybuilders. Sometimes I've seen them look good, right? The day before, or 2 days before, and you're like, man. And then I've seen them come in and they were washed out, and you're like, whoa, what happened? So can things happen? Yeah, typically it would backfire, I think, more than it would make you look better. If you look really good 24 hours out, you look pretty phenomenal. You're probably not going to look that much better if you change things, but you can definitely go the other way. And
The risk to
washed
reward
out.
ratio is not there.
It's very low.
It's not there. In this particular situation, was not there.
Yeah.
And as far as the contest, I want to say they made some improvements from last time.
Mhm.
Ray runs this one and runs the Aloha, and I was very satisfied with how it was done. They actually had a big screen TV, a high def TV in the back. So me and Dragnet, we were sitting down there in our little, field chairs, just watching the whole thing back there. No reason for us to really go out there until our competitor goes out. The expediter in the back had a microphone and a sound system, so they didn't have to scream and call for names and stuff. And I mean, there was minor changes that made a huge difference.
Yeah, that's I'm so surprised they didn't have a TV like 10 years ago.
I
I
know,
think we had mentioned it. I remember mentioning it about 10 years ago, saying like, "Hey, good idea, get TV something," and nothing ever happened, but
just so you
finally.
know who's up, because if you know where you're coming up, okay, well, 2 categories prior, we should start getting ready. That's why the TV's there. Because if you have everybody trying to run out through between the curtains and see who's up there, it gets crowded and shit. But if we
Yeah.
have the TV back there and we see him coming out, like, okay, now it's time to start getting ready because we can see on the TV who's out there right now.
Yeah, super helpful. I think the first time, what show was it that I did? Oh, this is like dated though. It was Muscle Mania actually.
When was that? Here?
No, in LA, Redondo Beach, California, and it was 93, I think. And they had, but that was a ESPN. They put it on ESPN.
Yeah.
But they had a TVs, right? It wasn't
Yeah.
LCD. It was TVs backstage. I remember they had like a TV screen, or they had one at least, and you could see. And that was like one of the first times I ever saw that. And this was in the 90s. And then when I did I think it was in LA, the Ironman championships in LA back in that was like, what year was that? 2011 or something. Then they had some screens back there, some regular screens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, this is a good idea.
Yeah. So now we're talking about what to do next, and we got some ideas. So um I don't think this is like the last for her. I think now she
Hmm.
realizes what she can do.
Okay.
Um I think it's worth a shot for her to try to take it up a level. So
How old is she?
43.
So she definitely hit the Masters, Nationals, or
Yeah.
something in that level. Yeah.
But we're talking about that now, about when to do it.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure we will. I honestly believe she can. So
Yeah.
I told her, I was like, don't listen to shit people put in your head or whatever. Just, I think you really can if you put work into it. I think you got a shot. So you need to give it a shot.
Oh yeah.
Because you know how people get, not specifically saying people here, but anytime you start doing well, there's always going to be naysayers that put stuff in your head or try to bring you down. It could be out of jealousy or out of because they never did it or something like that. So you have to be careful. I've seen it before. Um, when in different areas with different crowds. So I just always like, don't, if anybody's giving you negative, just don't listen to it. In the end, you won 2 overalls. Like, just, be glad you did that and start focusing on what to do next.
Hmm. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think something like that, Masters, Nationals, or Team U Masters or something. One of those would be good for her. Yeah,
For a bigger regional show to
for
see if
sure.
she can hold up.
Oh yeah, or even maybe go do a mainland one, right?
Yeah.
Just get her feet wet out there and see how it is up there. How many girls? Well, did she have a decent lineup?
No.
She has a pretty good lineup. Yeah.
There's like the overall was her and 7 or 8 other girls.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good.
The open for her, there was quite a few for her class A for
Hmm.
the open.
Yeah, man, that's good. Killing it.
So it wasn't
Killing
like
the game.
it wasn't like a default or anything.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel like if it was, I don't think you would be talking about it today.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't even mention it. Be like, yeah, competitor won. That's it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get into it. Yeah. I mean, hey, a win is a win, but it's always nice when you get up there. You got competition and you beat some good competitors.
That's her attitude. She didn't want she has a mentality that I try to put in a lot of competitors I have when I try to decide what contest or what category to do. If you're planning on doing this for a while, then throw yourself at the wolves, see how you hold up,
Hmm.
and at least you know what you need to work on. Don't pick some freaking Nebraska cornfield championship where there's like three farm fed boys. You're gonna get. Now, no shit. That's the first thing that came to my head. No shit talking, but where you're gonna have a shot because only two people entered.
Yeah, yeah, no,
And
I
I
get
mean,
it.
you could. It's like being the guy in high school, like a bench 405. Then you go to a college or go somewhere else and you get your ass beat.
Right.
You don't want to be the best guy in your gym. You want to be better than that. So her attitude was she wanted a competitive lineup to be up there because she wanted to see how she held up.
I think now, yeah, she'll go see what's up, see what's out there, and get some other competitors up against her. So that's good. It's always good to see.
Do you think people? I usually tell my guys, take 2 or 3 days, do your posts, focus on what's next. What do you think about people that just keep posting about the contest and posting about the contest? Oh, I won, I won, I won. It's like a month, 2 months down the road. It's like, come on, we get it.
Um, yeah, that can get kind of redundant. I think sometimes depends, right? Like some people they're trying to promote something. Maybe they're trying to grow their page. I don't know. I mean, I've seen people post stuff, they'll repost or they'll do the same type of reel and they'll just like every week they'll post it and it's just almost the same with the same song or the same and I'm like, what is this? And you look on their page and they have like 10 different times of them posting it. But I guess that's how they grow the page. I'm not sure. I'm assuming the algorithm, they're trying to get people to see it. And so maybe some people are doing it because they want people to see the page. I mean, and then there are some other people that, yeah, I guess maybe they're just really proud of that achievement.
Which is fine. And if
I
that's the
mean,
only contest you ever do, I get it.
yeah, yeah,
But if this is the first of many of you trying to move up, at some point you got to stop focusing on what you did and start focusing on what you got to do.
yeah. Well, that's the part, right? You won, then yeah, enjoy it, bask in the glory, and then yeah, and then you're gonna do something else and move forward. When you retire, then sure, go repost
Yeah.
all the shows that you did from 10 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever, and just post them every year because that was it for you. You're not doing anything else. So, hey, remind people that you used to compete, Yeah, why not?
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, because you look at like Frank Zane and some of these old guys, Arnold or whatever. All their stuff's all old, right?
Yeah.
It's stuff from like the 80s and 70s, because they stopped competing at that time. So, but yeah, no, I think that is a good mindset though, is to not dwell on just that one championship. Go for the next step, push yourself, don't get complacent. Sometimes that can, maybe there's a thing of overconfidence. There's confidence and then
Cockiness.
there's overconfidence and then there's a lack of confidence, right? And then there's just confidence, I guess. Um and and I think I see that. I see some people who are really good, who could do really well, but they lack the confidence and they don't believe in themselves. And so there's a lot of negative talk probably going on in their head. And so you see them and they doubt and, they question things. And some of them don't even make it to the stage, because they just doubted it or they don't think they were ready, all these different things. And you're just like, wow, this guy is, or this girl, whatever, it looks really good. She could have done well. I don't know what happened. And then, like you said, then there are people that are overconfident, right? And they go into a show thinking, man, I'm going to beat everybody. There's nobody that's close to me. And sometimes what happens there is they get a little laxed, get a little laxed. Uh, you know, I don't even need to do half an hour cardio. It's good. I'll be ready. Ain't nobody going to beat me. And they start backing off of things because they feel like no one's going to touch them. They go to the show and then
You get caught with your pants down.
somebody gets them and they're like, what just happened? Right. And because that person was hungry and that person did everything. So Yeah, there's
They're
there's
gonna,
definitely
there are gonna be people that get confident that they're going into a contest, and it could be one person that's not even significant that says one thing to them, and they
this
let
is
that
true.
get to them.
This is
They
true.
let that get to them, and they start, second guessing themselves and start making changes when they shouldn't. And that one person could have been saying it, number one, because they don't know what they're talking about. Number two, because they see you are doing good. And there's some people out there that if they see you doing well, they want to say that one thing that just puts a speed bump in your way. You have
Yeah.
to watch out for those people. So you have to be careful who you listen to when they start. I'm not referencing this thing. It's just stuff I've seen growing up. I've had it happen to people I've trained many years ago, and I've had to convince them to stay on track because they were doing fine. But because one person said this and the other person said that, and it was like it happened to be people that never had the balls to take that step that this person was taking. I said, "Did you ever think about that? These are people that never did anything on the level of what you're about to do.
Yeah.
So why would you even take their advice anyway?
Right.
They've never been there.
Right.
You're gonna be the first one to go there. So go see for yourself."
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's weird because I've had that happen to me before. Sometimes I wonder if it's sometimes somebody will say it's a weird, I don't know if it's a cut down. It's just weird getting ready for a show, a few weeks out, and somebody will say, "Oh, my friend, yeah, he did the show last year, or he maybe not even that show. He did a show last year, and yeah, he's well, how much time do you have left? Oh, I got 2 weeks out. Oh, wow, wow. 2 weeks out. He was way harder than this,
Yeah.
like it's crazy how hard he was 2 weeks out. I mean, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, you look good, but man, he was ripped 2 weeks out. Stuff like that, right? Like these weird indirect type of
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a cut down, it's just weird. And look at him like, why are we talking about your friend and comparing your friend to me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I'm dealing with some shit. I'm trying to get to this contest, and now you're over here saying, like your friend looked better than me 2 weeks out. I don't even know who this person is. Why are we even talking about this person? I didn't even ask about your friend. You know, I'm talking about me and the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting, right? And I don't know. Do some people do that on purpose? Like, I mean, are they doing it on purpose, or is it sometimes they just indirectly just want to brag about somebody that they know?
Well, sometimes some of the comments I hear, I think they mean well. Like if somebody goes, "Hey, yeah, you need more striations in your chest," and you start thinking, "Well, man, I'm not going to
Yeah,
do any good." But then you go up there and you realize you have everything else except that, and nobody else has that, and you end up winning. And it wasn't that that person was trying to bring you down; they were just trying to point something out that maybe you need to work on, even though that person had no place to do so.
right,
So you also have to think of the context. Sometimes people say these things because they're honestly trying to point out stuff and trying to help. And it could sound like they're being a dick.
right.
But if you are feeling good and you're working it out and you're getting ready and you think you look good and you have a shot, don't let something like, oh yeah, there's not enough striation in your chest or the delts or something. Don't let that make you put a halt on everything.
Hmm.
Go up there anyway and see because you never know who's going to show up.
It's true. That is true. You never know. So just got to go out there and give it your all. 100% goes for everything.
So, I mean, what we got left? We got the natural and the OCB, the Aloha, the Akaika, and then Shonrei, right? Those four.
Yep, that's all the shows. Yeah, Ikaika. We just put the poster up. We just put Ikaika poster up
Yeah.
in the gym. Mike brought one in, so yeah. That's I'd say well, he's doing it at the concert hall again, which I thought was interesting. So
Blaisdell?
he's doing it at the Blaisdell Concert Hall.
Yeah.
So because I think the last year he wasn't, but the last 2 years he didn't do it in the concert hall. He did it in that convention center stage, much smaller.
Yeah.
And now he's back in the concert hall. So it's back to where it was originally, which is that venue is big. I mean, that's a big
Yeah.
venue. Like, I gotta say that it's a decent, I like the stage. It's big. The chairs, the seating's nice. I don't think it does as well as some of the other shows only because people love having the show in the hotel. There's something about the hotel ballroom, and then you stay in the hotel, or you stay right next to it, another hotel, and you're walking. You know what I mean? I think there's something about that
I
that
did that
people
this
love
year, and
that.
that was yeah, it was more money, but it was way worth it.
Oh, it's a different level.
Yeah.
You relax. Yep, you go downstairs, you do your thing. Okay, we're good. You go back upstairs. Right there, you don't have to drive. You don't have to move. You have all your stuff set up. There's even places, I mean, if you're not convenient, there's places to eat within the hotel. Yeah.
You forget something, just run up to your room and
Yeah,
grab
just
it.
go up to your room, dude. Exactly. Every time you got to jump in your car and you have to leave a venue, it's stressful. So,
Especially here, you got to pay every time you park.
yeah. And the Blaisdell, let's be honest, the Blaisdell, there's nothing really around it, right? There's nothing even if you live near it, it's a pretty decent walk to get there, unless you lived in the condos across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing. But I do like the venue. I do like it. Hopefully it has a pretty good turnout this year. I would love to see the Ikaika get a better turnout.
You got to advertise more.
Yeah, Alan doesn't do a lot of social media advertising. I know he does do posters and he puts them out in all the gyms, but you and I both know, 2026, I mean, social media. It's
And when does Sean Ray start for his next contest? The day after his is
oh man,
on.
the next day.
The
Yeah,
next day he's already posting for it.
the next day he's got the social media post going. He's blowing it up on everyone's feed.
And he
So
comes here. He was actually here at the Stingray.
oh, he
Yeah, I
did
saw
show up.
I
Okay, I
saw him
didn't
in
see it.
there.
Yeah.
And he comes here all the time and tags it all the time. And like so he puts a lot of work into promoting, getting ready for
Hmm.
that contest at the end of the year.
He does. He does.
So
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah. And of course we have Aloha. That's the other one too. So
that's another one of Ray's that I like to do.
yeah, we'll see. I always wonder if these shows are gonna last, like if they're all gonna be here, in the next few years.
Well, Sean Ray's the newest one beside and the Aloha was before that. When I
Yeah.
was here, it was just the Islands and the Paradise Cup. That was it. And the Stingray came along.
Yeah, it was Islands and Paradise. That's right.
And the Islands went away and the Stingray came along.
Stingray
And
came
then it was
along.
Stingray Paradise Cup.
Hmm.
And then the Akaika came, then the Aloha.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because Stingray was doing really well, and so he added the Aloha. But the Aloha is always tends to be a little smaller,
Yeah.
I guess, than Stingray.
It's been out for like 6 or 7 years now.
Aloha's been longer than that.
Yeah. I think I did the first one.
Dude, I feel like Aloha's, man, I don't know. I want to say like maybe 2015, 16.
Yeah.
So it's like 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's been probably that long.
Is I think me and Erica did the first one.
Yeah, dude,
Mhm.
it's been a while.
The Stingray was what, 2008, 2009?
Something like that. Eight or nine, I think. Yeah, somewhere in that area.
Hawaii has I didn't realize how big. Where I'm from, we don't do downstate there is, but where I'm from, there's not a lot of bodybuilding. It's just like football, wrestling, and maybe some powerlifting.
You mean wrestling?
No, like high school wrestling.
No, I'm just saying.
And then I came here and fucking everybody bodybuilds, and that was back when there was only bodybuilding and figure,
Hmm.
and everybody was doing it. I didn't realize I didn't know much about it. Well, I knew a lot about it 'cause I read about it in the magazines, but I never seen it up close in person in the community
Yeah.
until because remember that's back when everybody used to lifted 24 Mililani
Hmm.
before all the other gyms came about.
Yeah, I have to say it's interesting for Hawaii because if you talk to a lot of gym goers that still work out or, you know, have been working out here and there, a lot of people have competed. They might have done one, two shows maybe, but I know a lot of people that have done shows.
Yeah,
They never, maybe they didn't have aspirations to become the next pro, but they did a couple of shows, one, two, three shows. There's so many people that I know that have done a few. And I'm like, oh my God, it's kind of amazing. Cause me, I was competing, but I was trying to get to a higher level. Um, but a lot of the people that I know, they just compete and they just were doing it just to do it. And then there's some people who actually got pro cards and stuff. Some of the girls, and they never really competed as a pro. We talked about this before. They turned pro and that was it. They were good with it.
There was a period a few years ago where a lot of girls are getting pro in bikini.
Oh yeah, that was for here. It was a
Yeah,
lot of masters.
yeah.
We had, man, I want to say, what was that, like 2015, 2016? We had a lot of girls turning pro here on the
The
islands.
only bodybuilding ones I know were Chavez, Corey, and then David. Right?
Yeah,
Those are the three that I know.
there was only a few guys.
The rest were
And
bikini.
it was all bikini girls, and it was all masters mainly.
Yeah.
I think mainly masters, yeah. 35 and up. Yeah, that's crazy. Um, yeah, do we still have a lot of girls turning pro now in bikini here? I don't feel like we do.
I haven't heard one in a
I
while,
haven't
but
seen it lately, yeah.
the last person
I
to turn
mean, we
pro
had
was
Fit
Chris.
Model,
Chris was the last one to turn pro here.
well, yeah, and Raquel got Fit Model,
Yeah, she did. That's right.
but not bikini, but she got Fit Model. Um, there's a couple of Fit Model. There's another Fit Model girl also that here geez, Faithlyn.
When did Shawnee get hers?
Oh, Shawnee got hers. It was
It was
like
a while back.
2020 or
Yeah,
21. Yeah, it was right around that COVID
when
times that
wellness first started.
it was wellness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was right around COVID 21 or 20. I forget. Yeah, this other girl, Faithlyn, she just did a pro show because she won the nationals
Okay.
in Fit Model, and then she did a pro show and she took second place. And she's from here. She should look at her. She's really good. She's a good competitor. Yeah. So I
I'm gonna
was,
see. Dibs was here when he turned pro,
yeah.
and then I cannot remember his name. Another one of Kawasaki's guys, Shin.
Who?
I can't remember his name,
Oh,
but he did,
oh, there
and
was another guy that
yeah,
turned pro.
and
Yeah.
then Dibs did. So there was a few, but I'm just saying there was a period where a lot of girls were getting into
Oh,
bikini.
well, yeah, dude. It
Yeah,
was like, honestly, that I want to say it was right around like what 15, 16, somewhere in 17, like in those years.
yeah.
Those were the years. There was a load of them. Cindy, remember Cindy
Hmm.
Cindy, Jackie, Higa's wife,
Yeah.
Chavez Higa's wife, yeah.
Zoe,
I mean, there's a list.
Zoe got hers too, right?
Yeah, like yeah, Tracy got hers.
When did Angela get hers?
Well, Angela got hers a while before that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Angela was it like 13 or something like that?
Yeah.
It was earlier. Yeah.
It's funny how when I first moved here, since I've been here, how many pros in all types of sports have gone up since I've been here.
Mm,
Because UFC came out, then you started having all the MMA stuff.
mm,
Now you have guys going to the NFL that are from here. And
yeah.
what you think with the genetics on this island, that shit would be happening all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe I just didn't notice it until I'd been here a while. But besides the IFBB, you look at the NFL and UFC and stuff. There's been people from here make it that far
Yeah,
for a
there
while.
is. Yeah. And I mean, you're right. There's more lately, to be honest. Before, I mean, and even me growing up here back in the 80s and the 90s, it was rare. You'd hear somebody get it, and it was very far in between of people turning pro. You
Yeah.
have one here, one there.
Was
Um,
Sonny Schmidt from here?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, no, sorry. No, sorry, wrong guy. He's from I think Australia.
What are you Polynesian?
He's part Samoan.
Okay.
I think he's half white, half Samoan.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, he was, right? He passed
Yeah, he
away.
passed away, but
He passed away from diabetic shock or something.
Ed Corney's from here.
Ed Corney is
Yeah,
from here. Yes.
that's true.
He passed away a while ago too. Yeah.
Yeah, a few years ago.
Yeah. Yep. Corney was from here. There's a few bodybuilders. There's not a lot of Polynesian bodybuilders though. Like Samoan, Tongan, Hawaiian. There's not a
I
lot.
think there would be.
Huh?
You think there would be,
There's
or just pro athletes in general? You think there'd be a shitload of them coming from here?
I mean, the Polynesians are really good at sports, obviously at football, especially, right?
Hmm.
But bodybuilding, honestly, I think for Polynesians to get that thin skin, to get just
Yeah,
really shredded looking, it's
I
hard.
think we've talked about that
It is
before.
hard.
Yeah,
They get big. They get real big and strong.
and they can
But
perform athletic wise,
perform, yes, but
ridiculous.
to come in shredded, it's hard. I mean, I'm like quarter Hawaiian, about 20% or so. And I get pretty shredded, but I honestly, at the end, towards the very end, when I'm trying to get really dried up, it's pretty hard for me, man. I look really good, 2 weeks out. I look great, but that extra crispy dry, man, that was always pretty challenging for me to dial that in. So I don't know if that was
You know,
partial genetic.
genetics. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's my skin, to be honest. I do. I have thicker skin. But the good thing about thicker skin is you tend to look young longer.
Hmm.
So the collagen in your skin,
Yeah.
as you age, it breaks down, right? But because I have thicker skin, it's not so bad. So there are benefits to it. But
How many times do you compete nationally?
um, well, I did the Muscle Manias. I did one or two. I never actually did the nationals. Um, I had gotten ready. I was gonna. So this is what happened, and it's interesting stories. I was gonna do the USA's back in, well, in the '90s. I was gonna do the USA's, and then I had a lot of stuff going on. I was in the military. I was in the Air Force, and it was just, honestly, I just didn't think I was going to be competitive at that time. So I just did a lot of local shows, and Muscle Mania was one of the bigger ones that I had done. And then in the early 2000s, like right around 2007, yeah, I was going to do USA's. I was getting ready. And then that's when I got in trouble
Yeah.
with the whole, steroid thing. And people have heard this story
Yeah.
before.
See previous
I'm
episodes.
not going to go over right now, but yeah, so that kind of just really put a wrench in my whole plan, and I just stopped there. And then my other time in 2015, I had just, I had won Paradise Cup 2014 in the Masters overall, and then I was going to do the Masters Nationals in 2015. And I looked really good. I mean, I felt like that was going to be, for me, that was going to be a really good showing, because I was, at the time, I was probably in my off season. I was close to 260, pretty hard, man. I was going to come in there dialed in as like probably the, 225, 230, whatever it was. And I was like, okay, this is going to be good. And then I tore my pec. I tore my pec literally, it was about right before starting prep. It was probably 13, 14 weeks out from the show.
So not enough time to heal up.
And no, it wasn't enough time, because not only was it enough time, it actually, it tore and you could see it. And that in itself it messed up my head, because obviously after a month or two, it's healing up, but I could tell.
Yeah.
And after that happened, I don't know, I just didn't have a desire to actually compete. I try to do a show after that, but I was just so bothered by the aesthetics of it. So I decided no. So yeah, so that's the story of me wanting to do these
Yeah.
national shows. And it's just so interesting to me. I always say, well, maybe there's a reason why, right? The couple of times that I was going to do the national shows, something happened. It wasn't something small.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was something life changing, or physically changing, injury. So whatever. But do I regret it or anything like that? I don't really. Sometimes I think, oh man, I wish I had done it, but it's it's whatever. It's not that huge, big of a deal now. At the
You
time, it was.
you really think you'd be in a different spot though right now if you did go?
Well, I don't know. I mean, let's just say I had done, let's just say I had done the nationals back in '07 USA's, or maybe I had competed '07, '08. Maybe I had turned pro around that. Maybe it took me a couple times and I turned pro. Um, because I could have done the masters too at that time. Would I have? Would it have changed my life? Maybe it would have changed a few things as far as I probably would have been competing more. I would have been putting a lot more focus on competing because I was a pro. Could it have, created issues? Maybe, maybe, maybe it's a sign. Maybe I needed to get off all the gear, like could have created health issues. I mean, I don't, yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know. I don't know. And then by me, I was able to, not turning pro or not competing in these shows, I was able to put my energy and focus into creating this, right? Because you know how it is. I mean, if you want to get to a pro level in anything, it's gonna take up so much of your
Yeah,
time.
you got to be all in.
You have to dedicate your life to it for a period of so many years, and I was trying for a while, and once those things happened, I decided, okay, enough's enough. Because like I said, in '07, I was gonna do it, and then all that stuff happened, and so literally like 7 years later, 6 years later, I was back in it, going for it again, and competing and doing really well and looking really good. And I was like, okay, this is my second run. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it. And then, of course, the my pec tear, and it was a really weird tear too, because I was doing like 315 on the bench, which isn't heavy for me at the time. I could do 15 reps with it, and I don't know. I think I was tired. I had gotten a massage a few days earlier, like a deep tissue massage a few days earlier. Lucky I had a spotter, and I just was on like rep number 6 or something, and I just felt it pop, and I just released it, and yeah, it was black and blue, and and so things happen for a reason. So I remember after that, I tried to get into it a little bit, and then about a year or so, I tried, and I just said, you know what, I think it's time to just be done with it, and I put a lot more energy into this, right? Because I was kind of 50-50 in it back then. I was putting, you know, some energy into my gym, running the business, but then I was also really trying to put energy into the bodybuilding. So it was split, and it was kind of hard for me to really have success in both, right? When I'm splitting it like that. So after I was able to say, okay, no more competing, then was able to put a lot more energy into this, and I think it was worth it doing that. Who knows, man?
Yeah.
You never know, right? You never know what could have happened or what would happen. So, because that's a big thing that could change your life.
Well,
So, I mean, back then, right? Because I would have I would have competed. If I had turned pro back then, I think I could have. Would I have won a pro show or something? I don't know. I don't really think I would have won a pro show, but I definitely would have done a few pro shows. I would have competed at that level, and try to place. Do a decent placing. So
I think you should. I think if you get a car, you should try to do one or two just to see what
right.
it's like.
Oh, 100%. Like in my mind, yeah, when I was trying to turn pro, in my mind, I was looking forward to, oh, if I turn pro, I'm looking forward to getting on stage as a pro
Yeah.
and doing at least one, if not probably two, really, just to get the experience and to see how it is. So that part of it, yeah, it's kind of a bummer, that I never got to experience that. I think that's one thing that I do regret, is I never got to experience that pro stage, so
Hmm.
but it's how it goes, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Sometimes you're told to not do things you want to do,
yeah.
and if you don't listen, then bad shit starts happening. Right? It's just how it
Yeah. And
works.
I learned that one, right? Like sometimes you gotta listen. Sometimes you gotta dig a little deeper and look into it and maybe look at it like it is a sign, like there's something going on here, and maybe there's something bigger than what I think it is. And okay, well,
I can tell you. the first time I ever learned that lesson. It's not related to bodybuilding, but it was the first time that I realized how you're told what direction to take. You remember when I was doing lift all the time?
Yeah.
I was making a lot of money doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then one morning I got up early. Well, it was every time I go, something crazy would happen.
Like what?
Like one time I got my car hit at the intersection. Then one time somebody pissed in my seat and didn't tell me, and I got in trouble for that. And then something else happened. And then I picked up some crazy guy one time. I said, if one more fucking thing happens, I'm done. And I turned on my lift app and I went and it opened my door and my door handle fell off. And I said, you know what? That's why my door handle's missing. I said, you know what? I'm fucking done. I turned it off and I said, never do it again. And I think like that following week, I picked up like 5 extra people to train. It
Oh,
was like,
wow.
okay, fair enough.
So you could have been holding you back from building your
I
business
think
here.
so. But it was like every single time I turned that app on, something crazy would happen.
That's crazy,
The
dude.
person pissed in my seat. If you're out there, go eat a dick. That really pissed me off.
Wait, you had no idea, right? So how did you find out? The
The
next
next
person
person that got in the car
sat in it?
sat in it.
No.
And luckily, she was cool. She said, let me go to my room and change. We let me ride. And I said, yeah, you can ride in the front. I won't even charge you. I'll turn the app off. I'll take wherever the hell you want to go.
Yeah.
And I told Lyft, and they said, well, you picked up a person afterwards, so we can't do anything about it. I said, what do you expect me to do? Go and smell the freaking seats in between each
Yeah.
person? Like, you guys should totally be charging him to clean this up.
I mean, did you know who it was?
Yeah, I did on the app. I went through and I
You
found out
went
who
and
it
found out
was.
who it
Yeah.
was? Did you ever contact them?
No, they wouldn't let me do anything. Lyft wouldn't do anything.
I mean, who was it? What was it? Was it
It
an
was
older
it was this
person?
big group. I was taking them to the Hilton. And
Okay.
it was like 5 people in my car.
And were they all drinking or something?
Yeah, well, they'd been on the plane. And I just took them off from the plane.
Oh,
And
and was it soaked? Like somebody just literally just
yeah,
pissed completely.
they just pissed in it and got up and walked out like it was nothing.
Wow. That's wild,
And
dude.
Lyft didn't do anything about it, which really pissed me off because I'd actually been a pretty hard worker for those guys.
Who does that?
And that's when that was one of the first things where I realized, like, all right, should I still be doing this shit or not?
Dude, who does that?
That was
What the
disgusting.
hell?
I've got some funny stories from that job, but that
So what? So you're not doing it anymore at
I
all?
haven't
You're
done it
done?
in years.
I know. You're never gonna do it again?
No, never gonna do it again.
I remember you were killing it though.
I get up Sunday mornings at 4 o'clock and pick up everybody going home from the bars, and by 9, 10 a.m., I'd have a couple $100. Like I was
Really?
making good money.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't want to work Sunday at 4 a.m., right?
Yeah, and everybody's trying to get home, and they get drunk and
Right.
they give you whatever cash is in their pocket. And sometimes it's $10, sometimes it's $40. But
Oh
I
wow.
would be like literally getting guys out of the car and carrying them to their door because they'd be so drunk by the time I picked them up. Like I went above and beyond for that
Oh
job.
wow. Yeah, and you wake up early anyway,
Yeah,
right? So
but it
that's
was
crazy.
I got some crazy, crazy stories where I did that job I did it for like 3 or 4 years. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember when you were doing it. Did you do both?
I
Did
did Uber for a while, but I
yeah.
realized that if I stayed on Lyft, I just kept getting more people.
Lyft was better for you.
Yeah, people tip on Lyft because Lyft was a little cheaper at the time, and Lyft treated you better than Uber.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh,
so I preferred them.
that's cool. And Lyft has their cool little bright stuff.
Yeah, they give you a little glowing sign to
Yeah,
put in
they
your car
usually
and all
see
that
it.
shit. That was my
Oh
side gig
man.
for a while.
That's why I think you told me about that person peeing in your
I was
seat.
pissed. I think I told everybody
Dude,
about
I do.
that.
Well, I feel like honestly, if you have a Lyft car or an Uber, you have to have leather seats.
Yeah.
Because in leather seats, if they piss on it, you can see it.
Plus all the tourists coming from the beach. I've got so many salt stains in my
Yeah, that's what I'm
seats.
saying.
Yeah.
Well, one, you need seat covers too, I
Yeah.
think. Like even if it's not if it's just your car for Lyft, you need seat covers and yeah, I guess thinking about it, that type of job, man. There's that car specifically, you should have a car just for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're out there and you do drive Lyft, make sure your car is clean, accept every ride, no matter if it's a half mile or 10 miles, and play 80s music, and you'll get the best ratings.
You play 80s music?
Yes, I had 5 star the whole time I was in.
You all played 80s?
Got tipped all the time. I got good reviews all the time. It was pretty easy.
That's funny. I feel like 80s is one of those, yeah, no matter what.
Depeche Mode was always a
Oh
favorite.
my God. Because people who grew up in the 80s who go, oh yeah, man, I love this song. And then the Gen Zers and the 20 somethings, they'll be like, oh man, yeah, my dad played this, or
Yeah.
they kind of Oh, the 80s. I love the 80s. And, they
And
just
and the
stay
older
with it.
cougars always love Kiss. You play the 80s Kiss, they love that stuff.
Lick it up.
Yeah. They all liked
Lick
it.
it up. Oh, my God.
That was their jam.
Jeez. Yeah, dude. Well, that's interesting. There, one more thing on the lifting. There was a few people here that I know that was doing lift and they're
Mhm.
not doing it anymore. So I wondered about it. I wonder if they've had the same problems that you
They've
had.
changed some of the rules. I heard it's not as good anymore.
Is that what it
Yeah.
is? Oh, so you're not getting as much money also?
Something like that.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they used to be really catering towards the employees. I've heard they're not so much anymore.
Mm,
I don't know that for a fact. It's just what I've heard.
yeah.
When I was doing it, they were awesome to us. Yeah. I loved working for them.
Yeah, you got in at an early time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good, man. Well, anyway, I think Mel's gonna be coming back next week,
Yeah.
so
She'll be back next week.
yeah, and we'll get another guest on here.
Who are you thinking about?
Huh?
Who are you thinking about?
I don't know. I'm gonna find somebody. We're gonna go get. I'll go. I'll get somebody though. We'll get somebody on here. Um, yeah. I don't know. The people that do watch this show and listen to the show, it's interesting because I've asked a lot of people to come on, and a lot of people will say, "Oh yeah, sure," but then they'll never follow through, which means they kind of don't want to do it, which is fine. And so it's one of those things that honestly, to get guests to do a podcast, it takes some work. It takes a little bit of effort because I think a lot of people just don't want to talk about themselves on camera. So,
You think Chris will come on after the New York Pro?
oh, 100% he will.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris will
I
do
want to
it.
hear how that is.
Yeah, Chris Knox. We do have him. He's doing the show New York Pro soon. That's what is that? Is that in a week
It's pretty
or
soon.
2 weeks? Maybe 2 weeks. About 2 weeks. So watch for that one. See how he does in that show because he does look really good.
If he does well in that one, he's going to be doing good.
He's gonna do that show, and I think he might be gone for a little bit because he's gonna travel. So he may be gone for a couple weeks. He's gonna do some other shows, but then when he gets back, we'll definitely have him on here. Hopefully, he has a good run. He wants to come. He has a good run, and he'll want to come on, and then we can talk about it. Yeah. So, yeah, Chris is the one, Hawaii bodybuilder right now that's I think can actually do pretty decent in some big shows. And he's got a few more solid years in him to get better. So
And it's been cool seeing him go from the starting point to where he is now,
yeah, man.
because he's been doing it, most of it in this gym.
Yeah, and I mean it's crazy how much he grew.
Yeah.
In the last 5 years, it was like I look at him and I'm just like, man.
He's been on like fucking 5, 10 pounds a year.
Oh yeah, I'd say every year, right? Because
Yeah.
now he said he's 240 right now,
Yeah.
and he's pretty tight. So you're talking like on stage at 235,
Yeah.
and the dude's like 5'7.5", maybe. So it's pretty good size.
Yeah.
If he wants to get to that Olympia level, probably gonna have to be around 245, 250 maybe on stage. So maybe another 10 more pounds. We'll see. His aesthetics is really good. So, but I think at 245, he can definitely hang with those guys. Shredded at 245, I think he can hang with those guys. So
And he's not doing all the little fancy, like we're on cable stuff and all that crap.
yeah,
He's
hey
doing,
guys out there, all you guys do.
he's bench pressing, squatting, and fucking bent over
He does
rowing.
incline presses. He does barbell squats. He does bent over barbell rows. He does deadlifts. Yeah, he uses a lot of barbells and he does the machines, but he doesn't do all those funky cable things. I'm gonna tell you right
No.
now.
No.
Nope. So just saying, do what you want to do, but compound movements, baby. Can't beat it.
No, you can't.
Anyway. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. And we'll see you next time on Paradise Pump. Aloha.